Hattie. I'm one of the Young Voices singers, one of the BVs, and I'm really excited to be playing some music with you today, so thanks for joining me. I'm going to take you through the chords that make up the chorus of one of my favourite songs, Castle on the Hill. So the first chord I'm going to teach you is going to be C major, which sounds like this. Next up we have F major. Then we have our slightly sadder sounding A minor. And then last but not least, we've got G major. Okay, let's crack on with the first chord. First chord we have is C major. Okay, so we're going to be using to play these chords 4 fingers, and they're going to be 1, 2, 3 and 4, just like your diagram. So the first thing we're going to do for C major is we're going to take our first finger and we're going to pop it down on the first fret of the B string, which is the second from the top, just here. Okay, then we're going to take our second finger, which is this middle finger, and we're going to put that on the second fret of the D string, which is third from the bottom. So we've got 1, 2, 3 there. Okay. And then we're going to take our third finger, which is this one here. And that's going to go on the third fret of the A string, which is the second from the bottom. Okay, so we're going to be playing that one. We've got nothing on the bottom E string, and we're actually not even going to be playing that string. So we're just going to be playing from this second string all the way up. Hopefully yours will sound a bit like mine. Excellent stuff. Let's move on to the next chord. Next chord we have is F major. So we're going to be using all 4 fingers for this one. And the first thing we're going to do is take our first finger, and that's going to go across the 2 top strings on the first fret. So that's going to go here, just like that. And you need to squeeze really tight to make those notes ring out. So they should sound a bit like this. Okay, then we're going to take our second finger, our middle finger here, and that's going to go on the second fret of the G string, which is just there. Next up, we have our third finger, which goes on the third fret of the A string, the second from the bottom. And then our fourth finger nestles just underneath that third finger on the third fret of the D string. When you play it out, it should sound a bit like that. Again, as we did with the C major, we're not playing that bottom E string. So we're just playing from the second string up, from the A string up. We can play it together now. Great stuff. Our third chord, we have A minor, the slightly sadder sounding chord of the 4. So the first thing we're going to do with this, as we did with C major, is take our first finger, and that's going to go on the first fret of the B string, the second from the top. Next up comes our second finger. That's going in on the second fret of the D string, the third string from the bottom. Okay. And next we have our third finger nestling under that second finger on the G string on the second fret again. So as we did with the C major chord and the F major chord, we're going to leave that low E string, and we're only going to be playing from the A string, the second string, all the way up. Okay? So hopefully you should end up with a chord that sounds a little bit melancholy like that. Great stuff, guys. You're doing really well. We've just got 1 chord to go, and then we can all have a jam together. So our fourth chord is G major. The first thing we're going to do with G major, as we have with the others, is we're going to take our first finger. That first finger is going to go on the second fret of the A string, just here. Okay. Next comes our second finger, this middle one here. That's going in on the third fret of the low E string. So our low E string gets its first appearance in this chord. Okay. Then our third finger is going in on the 3rd fret of the B string, which is right up at the top, the 2nd from the top, just here. So that's going in there. And finally, our 4th finger is coming in to nestle under our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the top E string. Okay? So with this chord, you can play all of the strings and you should end up with something that sounds a bit like this. Nice one, guys. You're doing so well. So what we should have now is our C major chord, our F major chord, our A minor chord, and finally our G major chord. Great stuff. So, okay, so after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real, and we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Yay! Well done, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon.